All right, after show time, guys. Are you back? Hello? Oh, look at this guy. Anna, where are your shades? I'm already wearing them, mine technically.
Oh,
but
wait, I didn't know that we were all doing shades.
didn't know.
Oh, hold on. I can fix this problem.
Oh
There's
my
a leather
goodness.
jacket too.
I sit back down. No leather jacket. Yeah, I sit back down, and he's wearing the leather jacket and the shades. So
The crowd wanted it, man. Like, what can I do?
they did. They asked for it. I saw the tweet. Oh my god. There we go.
Oh yeah, because we're all that cool. Can I be cool even though I don't have a Brewmaster monk?
No.
Oh, sure. You can be an honorary monk.
That's okay. Paladins are honorary monks anyway.
Yeah, it's
I don't.
okay.
I don't have cool, awesome like aviators. I don't have any sunglasses. I live in Florida. No sunglasses. I'm terrible. 'Cause I'm
How
always
does that
in,
even work?
I'm always inside. It happens.
Why are you even here, man? Like, just get out.
I'm wearing my gunners. It's okay. So, goodness me. All right. So, after show stuff. I had a couple questions come in the email. Let me grab them on my laptop. Right? And we'll jump right to them. One was Super Troll. Do you want to start with a Super Troll one or a Super Serious
Oh,
one?
what a surprise. We've got a troll
please
question.
troll.
I don't
Yeah.
know who could be responsible for that.
I don't know who. I don't know. Some guild with SB is their like acronym. I don't know. Who would that be?
Don't blame me. They're
No. Yeah.
No, of course
a
not.
lost cause. I'm pretty much here for charity reasons. Like,
Yeah. Oh, are you?
Like,
So,
in the guild, that is.
but so it looks like Grondath asks. Looks like he's in your guild too. This one's actually not troll. So, do you think it's acceptable as a tank to stand in dangerous boss abilities for vengeance? Like,
It depends. I mean, if it's not a risk, then sure. If
Yeah.
it's just because you're bad and like to do it, then why bother? Like,
okay.
I mean, it's been good on something. I remember on Shen, for example, like an actual serious answer. Our Paladin tank was standing in the pools on the ground because his forset made him get more whatever it is that they get holy power or something.
Paladin's
Yeah, you
bad
would
because you don't get vengeance for standing in those pools.
You did back then. No. He got holy power
never
from.
got
his
It was something
forset.
like you get
Yeah,
holy
you get-
power from the amount of damage.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm mistaken. So he top damage on the boss, I top damage on the ads,
Yeah.
and we carried the guild pretty much.
Huh.
Fair enough. But yeah, I think that anything you can stand in and survive without stressing the healers at all is a good thing, because more vengeance doesn't just mean more damage, but it means also more survivability later on. So you're trading a little bit of survivability here for more survivability later. And if you know you can give some of it up right now, then go for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because vengeance does affect the size of some of your mitigation abilities. I mean, that was
guard.
its original purpose, was not necessarily to make tank damage ridiculous. It was solving multiple. I mean, it was solving multiple problems at the same
Yes.
time. It was how do you balance mitigation abilities between different types of tanking, between like 10 normal and 25 H. And the answer was you have to base some of it off of how much damage that tank has had incoming within the last X seconds. And DKs were the first ones to use it, but now all of the tanks have different abilities that depend on that. Like a Paladin Wog will depend on that as well.
Hmm.
So. Yeah, so it does have some survivability benefit, but mostly it's just there to meter maid. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
going away. So I have a question whenever you run out of them, Bay, but I
Well,
don't
I
know
have
how
one
many
more. I
you
was
have
looking for
stacked up there.
I thought there was one in chat that I was gonna address. I was looking for it, but there's
Because
a lot
it's
of.
so easy to find anything in chat these days.
I know, right?
Mhm.
Goodness me. But I guess the other one that came in.
Oh, trinkets in tier 16.
Trinkets. That's exactly
Yes,
right.
people wanted to hear from our brewmasters about their
Yeah.
trinkets.
It's pretty fight dependent, really. You can. I think I have like 8 trinkets on Heroic Warforged. That's pure luck though, because no one else wants them. Like I have like all the tank trinkets, and I have the one from Siegecrafter and multi-strike one or whatever. That I just like I use those two because they just give me more damage. I don't need anything else right now. They have agility procs. The core induction trinket is amazing for Malkorok. If you're going to solo tank him, it's also good for Garrosh and other fights where you're Klaxi, but you want more cooldowns. Some fights, it's if it doesn't line up, it doesn't line up. There's no point. But I used it on, I think, Tok, Siegecrafter, Klaxi, and Garrosh, just so I get more shield walls really, because we don't have any good cooldowns.
Oh.
But right now, like if you're not like stamina trinket and stuff doesn't really work for us unless you need more stamina. So it's pretty much just get whatever agility trinket there is. If I could pick though, I would just get like haste crit, pure stats or something like that, or haste mastery, whatever. Like I don't really want procs, I just want pure stats, but there aren't any, so.
See, now
Fair
this may
enough.
be a question that betrays my lack of knowledge of Brewmasters, but I know that our Windwalker took my Thok trinket the other day.
Oh
So
no!
you guys,
That's-
do you guys go for that trinket, the Thok?
I could have scumbag didn't taken that, but I've let me, or I don't have one yet, so. But
Okay.
I'm gonna get one and probably use it as
Yeah.
my main trinket.
It
Eventually.
is our second best in squad trinket,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's
It's okay. It's
It's-
okay.
you think it's sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no amp trinket for Agi. Probably scale out of control, I think. I don't know.
Mhm.
It'd be interesting to see.
I mean, the thing is that because it increases healing as well. I mean, that trinket just increases. It amplifies everything across the board. It's a ridiculous trinket.
Yeah, it's silly so overpowered it is. And it's silly how we don't have an agility version.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and the fact that they put literally everything on it. I'm not sure why they needed to put spirit and healing on it, but they did. So it's a great tank trinket across the board, as well as being a great DPS trinket across the board. But they should have just given you guys one. I don't know why they didn't. So you
Yeah.
got like a cleave trinket instead. Grats.
Yeah. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I have that one too, though. I'll never used it.
Hmm.
It's just for padding on spoils, nothing else really.
Exactly. I think I used them as spoils like once, but it was just like, why bother bringing it in my bags, really?
Yeah.
I have the strength cleave trinket, and I don't even use it on spoils. I mean, just because the Thok, I have
It's
the
just.
a lower version
Well,
of the Thok
like,
trinket,
our-
the
if
CDR
you-
trinket.
If you play a tank and your thingy procs, I mean, as a DPS, it's like, oh my god, twice attack power. For us, it's like, oh my god, 10% increase.
Yeah.
So we don't really notice the procs unless you have no minions. So a cleave trinket is in a way more damage, or a multi-strike trinket, than just a proc. So that's why I guess it's okay for us.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I think the really neat things about those trinkets is the fact that they were testing the 6.0 stats on those trinkets, and I think
It's
people's reaction to the cleave trinket has been very telling in terms of how people are going to react to cleave as a bonus stat on gear. Although it's going to be very different when it shows up on your main gear rather than when it shows up on a trinket that you can just select not to wear. So,
Yeah, it's gonna be the tertiary stats in 6.0 that are gonna be like random, or on only certain pieces will actually have the tertiaries. So you can't just stack a cleave set, right? Like cleave might only ever appear on like rings and like a weapon. So you can't really get a full set of it. But yeah, we'll see. They'll be flavorful and they'll be interesting, but I don't think they're gonna be anywhere near as, because like the cleave trinket right now. It's kind of dumb though, because like didn't strength get their cleave trinket super early, but agility got their cleave trinket on the fight you would use the
On
cleave
spoils,
trinket
yeah.
on.
yeah,
So
so dumb.
Yay!
yeah, it didn't really
Leave the
do a
bats
whole
on top.
lot during progression because you get the cleave trinket and you never use it again because there's no other fight you use it on.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
anyone uses strength trinket either. Really, it's just like if you don't have anything else, then I guess
Yeah.
you can use it because the proc's okay. But
I mean, the problem
They're-
is
they're
just
just
that there were
too powerful.
superior strength. There were superior strength
yeah,
trinkets available
they
much
have like
earlier.
two amazing trinkets. Or why didn't agility get like good trinkets? Like what is
Yeah.
this? I wanted to
Are-
use the assurance of consequence, but apparently no, because I'm a tank. I can't use that. The agility reduced cooldown thing.
Yeah.
So stuck with.
See, our
leftover
CDR
scraps.
trinket was available off of Gallicrass, and so that basically made
exactly.
it available. It basically made it available week one of heroics. So it was just like, why would, and Thok at a lower eye level is still superior to the cleave trinket. So
Yeah.
I just don't know. There was really no reason why you would want to use that cleave trinket. So I just never did. So
Thojin in chat asked, I know we touched about losing reforging next X pack, but do you think that losing control of your haste for energy regen will really impact us, since people have different preferences on how much haste to run?
I would
think-
just get more items with haste, though, really. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
At
right
worst,
now,
it
as
just
Daught said, 0 haste is still gonna be fine, to be honest.
Fair enough.
It's just
okay.
like you want to have a little bit more, so you can. I mean, say you're using a kick smash, and then boom, you go low, and you're low energy. Then the more haste, you can get your expel harm range faster, for example. So that's
Okay.
one of the benefits of having higher haste.
Okay. And then Zerg also asks, this is for Luun, I guess for both of you. When he tanks on
careful
his...
with that one, Bay.
Yeah,
Oh.
probably wouldn't
Read
be
it
that
to
one.
the
Really?
very
No?
end before you
Oh,
read it out
I
loud
see.
in chat.
I see.
Do we have any questions that came in over the website?
I'm checking right now, yeah. I mean, people really want to ask about the live raid, which, I mean, I can quill that right now. I actually talked, I bumped into Ted Sloopbag right after he got off stage, basically, at the Pizza Hut, little outside the main stage, and I talked with him and Trekkie, and there was a lot of different factors involved, and the biggest thing is probably that Midwinter went ham and had so many people at the live event that they were all playing on PCs they weren't familiar with, in a setting they weren't familiar with, all playing at the StarCraft 2 stage. So once you're out of your element, you're not sitting in your pajama pants, you get like your water and your snacks or whatever, it's a totally different environment to play in. They had more than half of their raid there, which could impede your performance, as well as Method only had 5. The rest of them were back at home, playing in their pajama pants, their socks on, and their hats on their heads, just playing just totally fine. And that, people like discredit that, like, oh, that doesn't really matter too much. But if you go to like a LAN cafe and you're used to playing like, you know, your game on your computer, everything changes. So, and to their credit as well, they proved 2 points. A, tanking heroic shamans together with no Devo aura with only 4 healers is freaking hard, but it's doable. So
I think the real question with regard to Midwinter at the BlizzCon live raid is how many episodes are we going to have to go through on Final Boss before people stop asking about it in chat? Because right now it's been asked about in every single show that I don't know if people like hearing the same answer every time or if they think it's a really funny troll. But at this point we've explained it like 8 different times. So maybe next week we'll be able to avoid it. Although I guess it depends on whether we have someone in Midwinter or Method on the show. So.
Yeah.
Guilds that are definitely friends of ours. So I have a question, unless you've got another one that's coming, Bay.
I'm gonna check on Twitter right now. I didn't. Oh, this is one for you, Anna.
Oh, okay.
Dalton of Whisperwind asks NFL, who is the best rogue in Something Wicked, Dalton or Dalton?
I don't know. Maybe the rogue who doesn't tell me that I need to stay out of aim on Claxy, so therefore it would be Dalton.
Oh, okay.
He's my buddy on Siegecrafter.
Gotcha. Gotcha. That's totally fine. Where is the Hedgie? Well, not on the show right now. The Hedgie is last week's show.
Somebody was telling me whether I had like a cat in the background, but my cat is currently shut in the bathroom, so he's not out where people can see him.
There's like, it looks like something on the floor. It looks like a cat laying down.
I'm sure it's just clothes. I have laundry all over. Do you see? I don't know if you guys can see it, but that is the bag that I took to BlizzCon, and that's my suitcase there on the table. I have not unpacked from BlizzCon yet. I am the most messy person ever, just basically in the history of ever. So yeah, I don't know if you can see it on Skype, but I literally haven't unpacked from BlizzCon yet. It's pretty bad.
No, we totally saw it. Oh, it's totally okay. I'm okay with this. It's fine. That's fun though. But look at the email real quick here again. Nothing too pertinent. It seems like people like to just have fun in this episode, which is fine. We're all here to have fun and you know, talk about World of Warcraft, but
I did warn you.
You warned me. It's totally okay. I guess this is why you're definitely like a kindergarten here. You're like a daycare.
Yeah,
well,
that's why I have to yell at them. I mean, look at this chat. They're uncontrollable.
That's fine.
I have a question for our brewmasters then.
Sure.
And this was something that someone had mentioned to me before we went into the show. A lot of the time, the stuff that we talk about on the show is aimed at very, very top-end raiders because we'd like to have people on the show who are top-end raiders. But what recommendations would you have for basically like a new brewmaster or somebody in more of like a casual normal mode guild in terms of how they should be gearing? Because I know that they shouldn't be gearing exactly the same way as people at the top end. Like, what would you recommend in terms of what stats they should stack, how they should gem?
Are they raiding though, or is it like 5 mans? Yeah, okay.
Raiding. But like in more of a casual setting, like somebody who would want to do their best. But
I would try and
world top.
Kind of go for like a little bit more safe. Don't take risks. Use a tanking cloak, tanking meta gem. Like stamina enchant on cloak, stamina enchant on chest. I guess you could do, if you're a leatherworker or whatever, you can do agility on bracers and legs and kind of swap around a little bit if you feel like you're dying too much. But kind of have like a safety net with your health. Keep shuffle up. I mean, that really is the main thing. Keg smash on cooldown and just kind of do your rotation. One thing that I did to get like used to Brewmaster healing, I have maybe like 550 item level or something, full Tron Thunder gear. I went to the Isle of Giants, is that what it's called, with all dinosaurs? And I pulled like 2 big ones and like 4 small ones, and I kind of practiced my self-healing, my Gift of the Ox, and they will kill you in like 5-6 seconds, so if you don't play properly, you will die. Maybe you can start with slower pulse or whatever and kind of work your way, like learn a class from yeah, from those mobs. I mean, I learned a lot, so like about self-healing, chi wave, expel harm using my Gift of the Ox things, whatever. Yeah.
That's a really neat recommendation. It's kind of like going to Proving Grounds, except that you just go pull like really big mobs on Isle of Giants instead.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not.
You need to stop
Is
item
it
level
even
up, though.
applicable now? Because like I remember doing that the same thing, but that was in Throne of Thunder before the Vengeance multi-target.
Yeah, that might be true.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if you're still able
But
to pull
something
like,
similar could
Yeah.
work. Like pull something that's hard and kind of try to survive.
Right.
Yeah.
fair enough.
So my recommendation is to get an add-on that tracks your shuffle in the meter, and if your shuffle is down, it just fills your entire screen with red.
I've had that. I did that with Sacred Shield when I was trying to get used to keeping up Sacred Shield on myself. I had like a big aura that would show if my Sacred Shield was down. So
Because
I
shuffle is
completely
just that
understand.
important. And even if you look at some of the top-end Brewmaster monks,
Yeah.
not naming any names, but like if you take a look at their videos, their shuffle still drops occasionally, and it's not a fully non-trivial trivial thing to do. So
Sure.
make sure shuffle is up all the time and your
Yeah,
survivability works.
exactly. It might fall off on like some like garage if you kite in the mobs. It's gonna fall off. I mean, if you kite
Right,
the ads, but I mean that's not obviously what he's talking about. So some encounters will fall off simply because you're away for a minute or you're doing something crazy for a minute or whatever. But on a Iron Juggernaut or I don't know, Shao Pride or whatever, you're gonna have. You should need to have 100% uptime. Yeah, like Keg Smash first ability, Blackout Keg second. Unless you're off tanking, then you can do a little bit whatever you want to do really.
Well, that's good to know. I know that since we do have a lot of people watching the show who may have like new Brewmaster alts or people who
Yeah.
get really excited about playing Brewmaster as a result of watching the show.
Yeah.
I know I was all like, oh, I'm never leveling another melee again. Oh my god, melee range is so bad. But I've really wanted a monk for a long time, and I've heard that Brewmaster is the most fun of the 3 specs. So I'd have to say that you guys have
Yeah.
been fairly excited. And
It's fun.
I've been tanking for a very long time, but I've definitely never done like monk tanking. I've always played shield tanks. So that sounds kind of exciting.
I think you'll find most of the abilities like, oh my god, how is this? This is just so good. Like Spinning Crane Kick, Russian Jadewind, or Keg Smash is just. It's just so much better than the equivalent on the other classes. It really is. It's just it's crazy. So try it out and laugh your way to victory, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I've played a paladin, so I'm totally used to playing OP classes. So maybe I'll find it myself at home.
So here's some questions coming from chat. This one's for Daught. I know we talked about it a little more in the show proper, but do you think a mastery build is still viable for 10-man heroics, or is it only good in 25? What you think?
I think that mastery build is still the best build for 10 man. Like
10
your
man?
kill will probably not be as clean as a full crit build. I mean, but this is only very little relative difference. So
Okay.
the reason is that mastery will smooth out any damage you take and increase your survivability. So maybe it won't save you this pull or the next pull, but over the course of 150 pulls, you will probably live at least 10 times more with mastery compared to crit.
Okay. All right, fair enough. And then this one came in from one of our mini bosses, Hypnotical. He also is a Brewmaster monk on our server. They're 8 of 14 right now, I think, heroic, I believe. And he asked that for Avert Harm, thoughts on it being used as a self cooldown instead of a raid cooldown. He has used it to cheese the Malkarok Blood Rage.
It's a very little known thing that Avert Harm will actually stagger 20% of the damage that you take as well.
Okay.
So if it's magical damage, incoming magical damage, and you pop Avert Harm, you basically give yourself 20% magic stagger right there. It's very, very niche, and
Okay.
like it doesn't happen very often that nobody else is taking damage at the same time. So only like very specific events like Malkarok where you can, where no one else is taking damage, and it's a magical spell. Maybe it's a magical spell. I actually haven't tried Avert Harm on Malkarok,
Okay.
his Blood Rage, but like it doesn't
It
happen
is
all
not.
that often. Yeah.
Not
It
that
is
often.
physical. Yeah.
But it's still possible, though. Okay. So you said niche.
Avert Harm is a horrible ability though. Jesus Christ, like the amount of
Yeah.
times I have died to using that is just even
Yeah.
I'm Zen meditation as well, it's like who designed this? I don't even know. Just give me like a 5% raid cooldown or anything better than that. It's so
Yeah.
horrible.
I think
That
that's what-
needs to be fixed though. We are the only, or not the only class, but we need to have a raid cooldown, or they need to kind of balance all tanks' raid cooldowns.
that's the
Yeah,
one thing
I mean,
think
my
that-
opinion would be that they need to take raid cooldowns away from everyone who's not a healer. But I have a fairly
Yeah.
kind of burn it with fire opinion with regard to raid cooldowns. I think that they've spread way too far in terms of, and my class was one of the first. Rets getting Devo Aura was one of the first times that a raid cooldown had gone to a DPS, and then it just kind of escalated from there. But IMO, I don't think anyone but healers should have them.
Yeah, it's interesting.
There's your little bit of Anna rage for the episode chat.
A little bit.
From a raid leader point of view, like I obviously I don't make the setups on my own, but do have quite a big say in, like Enhancement Shaman or Feral Druid, or they don't really have a good enough cooldown to be brought on fights like Paragons of the Galaxy or whatever. It's just like I'd rather bring 2 Red Paladins or 2 Warriors. Obviously they have to be equally skilled, but that isn't really an issue, in our guild at least. So if you don't have a raid cooldown as a melee, you're pretty much out, unless you're a Feral Druid who does 20% more damage because your class is completely overpowered.
Yeah. No, that's definitely how I felt, and although I've been happy that Devo has solidified my raid spot, it isn't a great feeling when I have something that's just ridiculously powerful that healer chat can use that not every class has. And then I get really jealous when everyone else gets one. And sometimes theirs are better. And sometimes in some situations theirs are better than mine. So there isn't a whole lot that's better than Devo, but not on fights that have physical damage. So
Yeah. So
anyway, chat has been kind of going crazy, so at this point I really have to ask you this. Lum, I need your opinion on warlocks.
Our warlocks, I mean, it's kind of like the...
Warlocks in general, but it might be your warlocks, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a couple, or several that's been on the bad end, I guess. They just, I don't know. There's something wrong with them. Like, shout out to Hyperia, Nui, Permi.
yeah.
Oh no. And Kira, feral is not fair and balanced. Fair and balanced and feral do not belong in the same sentence.
Whoa.
Just saying.
Yeah.
It's balanced for the 2 people in the world that actually play Feral.
So,
Yeah.
We have a pretty good Feral, actually. I mean, he's completely destroying everyone on every fight now.
Feral is
joined after
it's at
progress,
least
so
15% higher than every other class, yeah. Except for Warlocks, which they're on parity with, I guess.
Well, our Warlocks are usually dead, so...
Well, I mean,
okay.
Ghostcrawler officially tweeted that they messed up the name of the next expansion, and it's not supposed to be Warlords, it's supposed to be Warlocks of Dragon.
Yeah, warlocks of
I guess
Typo.
Just
I'm out.
whoops. Yeah. Just whoops. Whoops indeed. But I don't know. Was there anything else that was crazy with chat room right now? This is your time. We got another, 12 minutes or so. We can hang out with you guys.
I think chat mostly wants to troll Lum. I mean,
I think mostly. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that red sword? It's not a red sword, it's some... I don't know, some Chinese decoration thing.
Like a tassel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tassel.
Yeah.
Whip. Sword.
well, are there any other serious questions for our brewmasters? Because I'm not going to ask them any more troll questions. Sorry, I hate fun. EJB can tell you that. I hate jokes.
Hate jokes. Mm-hmm.
It's my title on EJB. Anafiel hates jokes.
We did, Athy. We sort of addressed it in the main show.
Mm-hmm.
You were late. And the sunglasses are just for fun. People asked Lum to put on his glasses and his leather jacket, so he did before he came back to the after show. So they weren't on during the main show, which if you missed the main show proper, you can watch it on YouTube, and it'll be on iTunes by about Wednesday or so. Depends on... I kind of whoops on Affinity's episode. I didn't go to iTunes until I think Thursday. So, getting back into the swing of things. But everything goes on iTunes and YouTube relatively quickly. iTunes is a little later, but YouTube is tomorrow. So.
I would say I have a question for our guys before we let them go. I would definitely ask what the thing is that they're most excited for in the upcoming expansion now that all of the 6.0 announcements have come out.
Sure.
So.
Brewmaster wise, or just in general?
Just in general, although you can also answer Brewmaster wise.
I like the lore behind it. That's kind of cool. Like I think they're going. I mean, it's cool. I'm excited about the raids. They've been doing a better job with raids every single tier. I mean, if you compare the 3 tiers this expansion to like, oh my god, TBC or whatever, it's so much more complicated and complex, and the fights are really good. Obviously, there's like some easy fights, but they just become better and better every tier. So I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, garrisons. I mean, who's not looking forward to that? Totally. A little bit the dumbing down, in my opinion, some of the stats and stuff, but whatever. It should be pretty good. I'm pretty excited. Like, yeah, looking forward to it.
Well, hopefully as a result they can
and
complexify raid encounter.
20 man, so we can skip some of our worst DPS, which is obviously a plus.
Ooh,
Oh,
harsh. Drop
More-
off Warlock.
Shout out to Hyperia.
wow. Dang.
Harsh.
That's terrible. But yeah,
That's
no,
an announcement shaming, by the way.
people were asking, well, I don't know why you would drop one of the best bursts in the game, but, you know, whatever.
Let's drop
Well, if
5
he's dead,
melee.
there's no burst in
Oh,
being
if he's
you know?
dead? Oh, okay. Fair
Well,
enough.
that's how you get from 25 to 20 is you drop 5 melee. Come on,
That's
babe.
apparently the new thing,
Yeah.
yeah. Drop
Yeah.
the melee. It's terrible.
A couple of Warlocks, few melee.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of Warlocks. What do you think, Dot?
I think it's just that there's going to be enough attrition over the course of this last tier that we don't really have to do much recruitment or trimming for next tier. So I think it more or less works out fine for 25 mans. It sucks for the 10 mans that not only have to merge, but then you have to recruit for the people who are going to be going casual this tier.
And what do you think about what you're looking forward to in 6.0 the most?
I'm going to say garrisons.
Garrisons?
I love that you guys are excited about garrisons. I mean, like,
I'm just trolling.
No,
I
really-
want garrisons.
No,
Like, it's going to be a mini game. Like,
Yeah.
inside the game.
I'm
Like, that's
excited.
the thing that makes a game fun for me. Like, you raid, but raid is always just going to get better and better, and it's going to be more or less the same thing. But, you know,
Yeah.
the stuff that you spend your time in game is what makes it fun. And,
Yep.
you know, garrisons might just be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Affinity decided to catch more Pokemons. All right, that's good.
Totally pet battling. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, pet battling. I'm sure that you're really into that.
I have a 23 pet or something. Like I had to catch my way up to get that crocodile.
Oh,
Shout out to
okay.
Doug.
So
That's my pet.
let's do Brutal's actual real question here.
What is your favorite tanking counterpart to raid with? When Brutal was brewmastering in T14, he liked a prop pally as the other tank that he raided with. Do you still feel like they're the best option to raid alongside, or is there something else that brings better cooldowns to the table, or better skills to the table?
From both the tank and raid leader point of view, warrior or paladin by far, druid and
Warrior.
DK can just sit on the bench.
Yeah. Whoa.
Warrior paladin. That sounds fairly.
Warrior, paladin, and monk just have two of those, preferably a monk in my opinion, and then one of the other. But I do think warrior is the better one as
Yeah.
well.
Definitely. Yeah.
It just they have much more. They're kind of like, I think monks are the new warriors with like having the tool like the best tool set. Like warriors used to have like movement and like kiting and stuff, while monks kind of taking over everything that warriors were good at. Warriors just kind of number two. So warrior monk. There you go.
Warrior Monk. Fair enough.
Makes
Dot,
sense.
you said the same thing, right? Warrior.
Yeah, warrior.
Warrior. Warrior is the wingman. The tanking wingman is basically what the question was. So
Vigilance, intervene. They have a lot of cool tanking. Like they can help their other tank.
Higher damage this tier.
yeah.
Yeah,
higher
I mean they're
damage.
good damage-wise as well. I mean, but yeah, I always rather either play warrior myself or the other guy plays a warrior. So probably gonna stick to that forever. It's just they just have too many good cooldowns to pass up, and they're never really gonna be a bad class, I think, because they're kind of the original tank. But I don't want to really make them too bad, or if they are, they will probably fix it. So
No,
Gotcha.
that makes sense. I know a lot of warriors were really happy to see their damage output come up this tier because at least the warrior that is in my guild was feeling pretty much like because he couldn't gear for damage the same way that like a monk or a paladin could, that his damage output just wasn't as good as it could be. And then this tier with the whole crit thing, it just got so much better. So.
Oh. We had one. Where was the?
Hopefully
where'd it
it's
go?
not going to be the one where we get a tour of Dot's room.
No, I'm not walking upstairs. I'm too lazy.
Yeah. Puppy asked, tier or Warforged? I'm assuming asking if you'd rather go at least your tier sets or just go all offset Warforged gear.
full warforged, fuck the set.
Yeah? Doesn't it?
It's horrible. I'm sorry, like it's
Not
just
good?
horrible. I used 3-set Windwalker for a reason.
Yeah, okay. So that's pretty definitive. Dot, same thing?
No, I actually like the 4-piece tier set. Like,
Yeah.
depending on your vengeance, it heals for a fairly decent amount. Like, especially in 25 man, when like 100k stagger ticks are the norm, then every time you purify, you basically purify a third to half your HP.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what being asked here is if you want to
It's
keep
personal
a set.
preference, I think. So
Yeah.
he likes it, I don't like it, and
Sure.
that goes to say you can kind of play however you want to play as a brewmaster. or as a tank, whatever. It's if you want to have 100k more health, then go for it. That's what you like. Everything will work in the end.
Sounds good.
Not everything will work, but most of the things you can kind of mix. I mean, I think I have like 1500 more haste than Daught, and people less a bit more master than me or whatever, but it still works.
Sounds good to me.
Here's a question. Who do you guys think was the better monk trainer? Pat Morita as Mr. Miyagi or Jackie Chan in the remake?
That's actually not a troll question. It's actually kind of
It's actually
serious.
kind of a real question.
I like... As a monk, who do you think?
Oh, I watched that Jackie Chan movie so many times to get good at monk, so yeah.
Oh, did you really?
Oh yeah, I
No,
had to do research.
of course not, but yeah.
I hate to admit this, but I've seen neither movie, so.
Oh,
same.
wow.
Oh man, remove him from the show right now.
We should just get up and leave,
Guy.
like, yeah.
I mean, you had to have seen the original at least 1,700 times growing up. Like, I mean, not seeing the new one, I would have let pass. But
Approximately 7.
I'm horrible at movie titles, so I've probably
Approximately.
seen it, but...
I mean, the original Karate Kid, just the Karate Kid. Sweep,
Yeah.
sweep the
Seen
leg. Come on, sweep the leg. So that's pretty
I
good.
would
I
have
saw
to
that
say
and I
the
always want to
original
be a
myself.
monk in WoW, for sure.
All right, I'm gonna grab screenshots from you guys real quick. I'm gonna start with Luun. You want to keep the sunglasses on, which is totally
I feel
fine.
like
Obviously.
we have to do sunglasses.
Okay, well I'm not doing them, but I have my gunners on, so we're okay. So all right, sir, give me a smile, a thumbs up. What do you want to do? Just a oh goodness, doing the salute bag. Good, got it. That's fine.
How is
Alright.
that the salute bag?
I thought he did it first. He did the double thumbs up first on the show.
No
That's
one's
what I
ever
mean.
done double thumbs up before, so...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying though, on the show. It's not okay. Fine then. Whatever. Goodness gracious. All right, Daught, sir,
Nothing much.
just do the leather jacket pose.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Leather jackets. I don't have a leather jacket to wear. Anna. Oh. Okay, I'm on you now. What are you gonna do? That's fine. Oh, I wanted the eye creeping. Do the eye creeping again. There we go. Perfect.
Okay.
There we go. I don't have cool glasses on. So like, I'm just gonna look. Where am I
You
gonna
can
be
just
looking?
borrow mine, man, it's cool.
Oh, give me those real quick. Just give me those on camera. I'll just take those from you. I don't have anything. I have my glasses and these. So
I
I
have
mean,
an extra pair here. Go for it.
What you should really do is just hold the Pikachu up instead of you and then duck out of the range of the camera.
should I?
That's absolutely what you should do.
That'll be an episode in the future, sure.
Just
I don't know.
Photoshop some shades on, it's cool.
I could Photoshop some shades on Pikachu. That'll be fine. Yeah, he has the 8-bit glasses back there, but for me to do it, but I got to get up and do all that crap. I should have prepped for it, for instance. I didn't know we were doing this on the show. Didn't know, but they are there.
Disappointed.
What is Daught doing?
See, people ask me how I raid. This is how I raid.
With your keyboard in your lap?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
with his
Smash
feet
buttons.
up on,
Exactly how I
the
raid.
sunglasses
Yep.
on.
Well, not with
Yeah.
the sunglasses, but like.
With the sunglasses
Oh,
on.
please.
Exactly.
I read like this,
Sunglasses.
obviously, like, yeah.
Yeah. Like feet up. Raiding. Think.
Yeah,
Do.
pretty good. Pretty good. Well, that's how you go.
That's
But
how
I-
hard monk is.
That's how hard monk. All right, you guys have been great. Thank you very much for being here for the after show. Again, we do like the unroadmapped version of the show after each episode, but we'll see you next Sunday at 1 PST, 10 CET, which is 4 EST. So we'll see you next week for Hunters. Hunters. And yeah, it's great having you guys on here again. Daught, oh, getting undressed over there. Thank you very much for being on the
Yeah,
show,
it's
sir.
freaking hot in here.
Yeah, leather
This
jacket
leather
on.
jacket.
Yeah. So thank you very much, sir.
All right. Thank
Have
you.
a good night. Luun, you too. Sunglasses still on. Good stuff.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Shout out to Arperia Gaming, by the way. Quality streaming from the bench.
Quality.
Oh, yeah, I see how it is.
Anna, always a pleasure. Thank you.
Always, every Sunday, babe.
Every Sunday.
As
And of
long
course,
as I'm not paintballing.
it was so, because you were gone all day yesterday too. So I was expecting
I
some
was.
horror story. I was like hoping he was okay. Please be okay. I didn't hear anything. No text. I was like, all right.
God, because it's so rare for people to just be gone for an entire day.
Well, no, I was like,
uh,
I was hoping that nothing would happen. So
I was away from my PC for a whole 12 hours. It's
Well,
okay
no.
though, because I had Puzzle and Dragons on my phone with me the whole
I'm like expecting some like terrible text messages. Bae, a paintball hit me in the neck. Can't be on the show tomorrow. I'm like, crap. A full 12 hours? Yeah, I think he would die. I think he would shrivel up.
12
and
hours away from my poor computer. I
He
don't
would
know why.
die. He would die. I'm over at BayTLM on the Twitch. You guys can catch me later, but I will see you all next week. All the mobs and minions. Thank you very much for being here. Mini bosses, guests. Have a great night. Good show. And see you guys next Sunday. Have fun at work tomorrow.
Thanks.
See you guys.